good run sample size that I have set out for myself. Um, the score that we're picking back up from is 7 and 22, kind of a little off of our mark where we want to be reaching that 30% win rate. So we got some work to do. We left off with the defect getting destroyed at 414. So let's pick back up with the Watcher. Let's also close this out. Get back on it. Oh, I do have to... 1 second, let me make sure that... I have to enable back to borderless full screen. Just quickly reboot. Playing the Watcher will test my patience and see how much we have to build up for some defense. I'm so used to just taking cards that, oh, I know we can kill turn 1 with. Like the last one we had was a Akabeko Ragnarok Tantrum, and I can't remember if we had mutagens or not. I think we had Bag of Marbles, so it was pretty fun. Oh, we had Ragnarok bottled, and we had Wrath bottled. What was that? Or Crescendo up plus. So we were killing everything turn 1, and it was pretty fun, but then of course the issue was that we died to the heart because we couldn't go past like turn 1, turn 2. So let's look at a route. A few different options, and I think I like staying to somewhere in the middle here. Don't know if I want to go to shop too early. Maybe we do. You know what? Let's try it. I don't take that option very much, so let's do a little bit of experimenting with it. Play our Miracle to make sure we don't take another bit of block or bit of damage. And we will kill next turn. So it chose to be worth it. Yep, follow up with Just Lucky, Reach Heaven. Who are we playing against? Playing against Hexaghost. I think Reach Heaven is a card that we can actually take. So let's see this early shop. We do get rewarded with a membership card. Anchor is usually a really good relic, but we're playing against Hexaghost for this Act 1, so which notably attacks turn 2. And of course, 2 of the 3 elites of this Act 1 would be Gremlin Knob, Lagavulin. They don't attack turn 1. The third would be Sentries, which one of the pylons does. So I think we can play with membership card. And let's do a card removal. Might have to mute temporarily. We get the 12 cards that we can try to match. Flying Sleeves is it's good enough to take. Lesson learned is worth looking for hard, and we do find it. So do we want the Flying Sleeves? I think so. Okay, so now we have a strong potential to scale without having to take on a lot of elites. So let's go to these fights. and we do get the lesson learned paid off, which is great. That's what we want to do, especially since we got it so early. Very strong. Sash Whip is interesting. Way to weaken. Don't think we're going to be playing Prostrate that much. Even though it is 0 cost, we are kind of hungry for some energy or energy cheating. Let's stick with Sash Whip. And let's go this way. And we'll get lesson learned off again. Again, really, really fortunate that we can get this pop in early. And Sash Whip upgraded is good. Sea Reality is kind of tempting. We don't have a lot of block, but we do have ways of mitigating damage, I guess. Consecrate is also tempting, some sorts of AoE. I think we can take it. And let's upgrade Eruption, because we are MG hungry. Could proc it. I think I'd rather do that than take 10 damage right now. And I'm willing to take this risk because there are a lot of ways that we'll be able to end the fight. Even though we don't get that lesson learned off, we are never going to be looking too pretty, so we just had to make a judgment call. Rushdown is good, especially if we can get that upgraded. Which we might just do here at the campfire. Reach Heaven upgrade is also tempting. Let's upgrade that Reach Heaven. That way when we enter Wrath, we can really see... Okay, that's interesting. So we have a Bottled Flame, and there is potential that we could bottle it, but one of the issues being that you're probably not going to face too many enemies that are 10 health or below. So I think we just take the Sapphire Key here. Bottled Flame is usually not a good relic to pick up unless you have Talk to the Hand. And I think it's worth to take the 7 to get the upgrade and get Rushdown. That's pretty strong. And we've already got our upgrade this fight, so we can end it. Explosive Pot, deal some AoE. Like water. Kind of interesting, but we only have one way of entering Calm. So I think we'll skip. Otherwise, maybe later on we can take that. We do full block. And it's likely... I think as long as we draw some cards, yeah, that weren't just strictly... Oh, I forgot about Pushdown, so we were pretty much bound to get it. We could get a second lesson one. Really pop off and take advantage of upgrades. It's kind of greedy, Empty Fist is also just a solid card that we could take. We would also take a Pandora's box, so we aren't really concerned about our basics. We have 1, 2, 3 non-defend strike cards that aren't upgraded, so we don't have to take this other lesson learned. So let's take the Empty Fist and go to this elite. It is Lagavulin, so let's get our cards into play. And this is a good opener. And we do, once again, get this lesson learned off. Even without potions, pretty strong. Peace Pipe. You can now remove cards at rest sites. And talk to the hand. There's no even talking about it. It's the strongest card for our Watcher, so we take it. And we'll just go ahead and upgrade that. We can talk about using Toke or Peace Pipe later. We do have membership card. Apotheosis is not in the cards for us since we are already upgrading all of our cards through Lesson Learned. Otherwise, it's a pretty easy pick. We can do Orrery and Fear No Evil. Orrery, upon pickup, we can choose 5 cards. We have 5 rewards options, I should say. And we could see more Talk to the Hands or Rush Downs. Let's do it. Flurry Blows, pretty good when we have stance changing and Talk to the Hand, so we can block indirectly. Cut Through Fate, Indignation, worth thinking about. Crescendo, Foresight or Third Eye, maybe even Swimming Fury, probably not. Conclude is a really good AoE, but it kind of hurts us in terms of lesson learned. Deus Ex Machina is fine, but we don't have that much draw. And I think this really just like helps our foundation of what we're doing. Flurry Blows, that is. Cut Through Fate, could almost say the same thing. And we get to draw to lesson learned potentially. Crescendo's worth considering. If we take Crescendo and Fear No Evil, I think that would be pretty good. And we're not really taking the time to set up Foresight, so I think Third Eye is good. Don't know how I feel about this Conclude. We have Concentrate for that AoE kind of bit that we want. We have Flurry Blows to do a lot of not excess damage, but a lot of chip damage to kind of round out our fights, since we're going to be stance swapping. We're only facing Hexago, so Conclude isn't good yet. Let's skip it and pick up this Fear No Evil. It's weird because I like Conclude a lot, and it's really strong. But this is one of those situations where maybe it's not. And I think we're going to be stance swapping enough to where we can upgrade Flurry Blows. The extra 2 damage and 4 damage from Wrath will be important. Okay. I think it's also justifiable to just use our lesson learned to proc Sash Whip, since it will be attacking turn 2 and can be weakened. We have a lot of health, and let's try to preserve as much as we can. Not being too much, but rather than taking 5 times 6, I think it was probably the right call. hold on to our Through Violence when we have a good turn to rocket. And this fight should be pretty good. I don't see really much going wrong here. We want to end in calm. It's almost... yeah, it should just always be strictly better to end in calm, if you can. We are about to draw into Wrath, so maybe we should hold on to our Flying Sleeves. Or wait even just to block with it, since it'll be proccing Toke twice, 6 block. There we go. Strong fight. Good deck so far. Beta form is not needed. We don't need too much energy now. Alpha is not what we're doing. We're not waiting over 3 turns. So Scrawl to get our Wrath and Lesson Learned is what we like. I think this is a pretty easy Runic Pyramid. Because of the Lesson Learned, we're going to be upgrading cards that will be... their upgrades are energy efficient. Well, I guess just Scrawl and Crescendo right now. But still. And we also have some zero-cost cards where it's better with Runic Pyramid and bad against Snecko Eye. And Runic Dome is always really tricky if you're playing Watcher, since you have turns that you want to be knowing where you're in Wrath or in Calm. So you don't have to take double damage, especially since when you have like Fear No Evil to be stance swapping based on your enemy's intent. So Runic Pyramid's a pretty strong pickup. Would have maybe considered taking that Deus Ex Machina. Maybe. It's okay, I'm not going to lose sleep over it though. Flurry Blows kind of speaks for itself. I kind of like this early path. I think we're strong to burst down some enemies, and this shop with membership card and about 200 gold should be good. That second shop, not the one that we see right here. So let's go ahead and scroll. I suppose we're playing this. A lot of defense in my hand, which I'm not a big fan of. But it is okay that we'll be drawing some of these dazes, but they won't be as important since we are able to retain all these cards. Hopefully we can get a Wrath and Lesson Learned in here, and we do. Pretty easily, I might add. And Strike Upgrade. We don't want any of these, especially since we have one of each already. We're kind of drawing enough. I think we're good to pass. Thieves. I would really prefer you not to take my gold here. Let's see our attack potion. This will deal the most. You can do 9 plus 14 is 23, plus 16 is 39. So that's good enough to block with. Let's draw first. this is better. Considering we can get Lesson Learned. Empty Fist upgrade is really good. 5 base damage to 10 damage in Wrath. Another rush down. Tranquility is interesting. We have a lot of draw so far. We got a lot of draw pretty quickly with the Cut Through Fate Scrawl, Third Eye, Rush Down. But I don't know if we want an unupgraded Rush Down right now. Cut Through Fate Plus is tempting, as well as Tranquility. But I think we'll take the Cut Through Fate Plus. Pick up that potion. Oof. 170 gold for a random relic. Oh, you know what? We can Toke. So I think we can take this curse. Especially we're not playing defense or like basic blocks right now. So I think it's okay to take a card where a frail will affect us. And Penib, every 10th attack you play deals double damage. That's good. We're building up our block or our attack count pretty quickly with Flurry of Blows and these zero cost cards. So we did already get our Lesson Learned off. Can we kill here? Deal potentially about 40 damage with Penib. I think we can. Yep. Inner Peace Plus. I think I will take that every day. And we get this shop. We have a lot of gold. Card removal, and I also like Sling of Courage to be battling these elites with 2 extra strength. Panache is interesting. We do play cards, 5 cards in a turn, but it's kind of, again, counterintuitive with Lesson Learned, where we want to be killing enemies with that. So let's remove that curse and take a Sling of Courage. I'll take that shot every day. We could go up against these elites now pretty easily. I think I will use my bit of energy. Ooh, good turn. Let's see. We have to do it in this order. And let's be sure to build up our Penib a little bit. Another upgraded strike. Duality is really good. Whenever you play an attack, gain 1 temporary dexterity. So since we are playing a lot of attacks in a turn, our defense, vigilance, and third eye will be gaining some little extra oomph with it. Wave of the Hand is interesting where whenever you gain block this turn, apply 1 weak to enemies. We are trying to gain block kinda with duality, but we're really doing that with Talk to the Hand. So every time we hit Talk to the Hand, Maybe the hand could do something, but just don't think we're quite there yet to be playing something tricky like that. Could really clog our hand. So there are 3 potential books that we can get. One is Enchiridion, gain a power, start your hand. Start combat cost 0. It is random. Nilri's Codex at the end of your turn. Add 1 of 3 cards to your deck for the combat. Or Necronomicon. Whenever you play a 2-cost attack, play it another time. And really, I don't think I want particularly any of these options. Especially for 21 health right now. I think we're good to keep what we're doing. Try to build up some block. Ooh. I'd love to pick up Crescendo, but it's not that probable. Let's do it like this then. Awesome. Fear no evil upgrade. Or Calcum is okay, we're not rocking it too much. And again, I don't think I want these cards. We'll go here just to maintain some options in case we want, if we don't want the elite, but I think we're still good too. This will be tricky with triple slavers. They're always bound to give you a run for your money. And I think that's probably the best time that we'll be able to use that potion. We are taking 14 here. And we will get this lesson learned off again. It's been doing a ton. Centennial puzzle? That's good. Good way to get some draw. I would take this flurry of blows if we didn't see Vault. Especially since we have Runic Pyramid, we can choose when we want to take an extra turn. Maybe set up lesson learned or just whatever looks best for us. I think I'd rather remove a strike than spend time on upgrading when we're upgrading via combat. I think we're good to use our vault now. I did not play this well. Let's use a panic potion. And we luckily get out of this. I did not play that well, and I didn't deserve to get out of there, but here we are. Shovel, you can now dig for relics at rest sites. That's interesting, since we're not using a lot of our campfires to be upgrading. That's what Lesson Learn is doing. But with that said, we could be removing cards, so it's kind of awkward that they're going to be competing. Let's see. We are facing Collector. Our defense are kind of good with Duality. And right now, I don't think it's obvious what card we could remove, so let's dig. Here we get 10 extra max HP. It's okay, and I don't want a curse in my starting hand, so we'll leave. And let's dig one more time. Mango, we get another fruit, 10 max HP, and then 14 max HP. So we are suddenly up 24 health from our last fight without resting. Okay, we are taking care of this fight so far pretty handedly. And we are taking care of our stance swapping pretty well here. That was not a given, though. Still looking great. And we have ample control of our stance. 16 plus 15, that's not enough. You know, I'd also love a nunchaku to where every 10th attack we would play, we would gain an energy. Could come into a lot of help. I'm really trying not to end with Pended, but I think we might be... Okay, we do get out of it. We do build it up by 1, and we get a Mental Fortress upgrade. Very strong. So I did talk about Deus Ex Machina earlier. Can help with energy. Helps us go in on a scroll turn or a vault. Omniscience doesn't really have a lot of targets. Omniscience, Talk to the Hand is good. Mental Fortress is good. Other than that, I don't think it's doing too much. Maybe Reach Heaven and Through Violence, but it's really suboptimal. So I think we just take the extra energy. Ragnarok is not at all what we're looking to do. We do more damage just by playing our 1-cost cards and stance swapping and whatnot, so we're good with this. And Fusion Hammer is absolutely what we're looking for. We can no longer smith at rest sites, but that's okay because we're not even smithing at rest sites. We have plenty of upgrades already, and we can dig, we can remove, and we will be recalling the red key here this act. So we do have to face the Burning Elite, which is over here, and it is fortunate that we can still have a pretty good act, rather than being just mandated to one route. And we full block and have already set up our lesson learned. Weave plus. We have 3 cards that are scrying. I think I'll wait, because I rather would not want to draw that turn 1. So let's get some card removal first. We're not looking to gain this much gold without obvious ways to remove it before we get into some heavy elites in combats. Normality will just kill us. We're trying to play like 10 cards a turn. We can. So we'll just take the Act 1 boss for a rare relic. Hexaghost will be pretty easy. It could have actually been difficult to play against the Guardian because of how often he'll swap into the defense mode, and we would just have to be blocking a little bit more and not being able to play our attacks as much. Gambling chip at the start of combat, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. Can make sure that we get Talk to the Hand down early. And I will take that second Flurry of Blows because that is in line with what we're doing here. So we're looking like we're going to take some damage here. And I don't think I'll be too concerned with getting lesson learned off. This is a fight that I don't care to be in for too long. It can just be so long if you really want to work it like that. But maybe we can just go and we might be able to just play it, so let's see. Otherwise I wouldn't care to waste time. But we do get it. That's fortunate. We do get an extra miracle from Deus Ex Machina now. Protect's kind of interesting since we'll hold it and we can be building up the dexterity if you want. I think it is a good card to take for case of emergencies. But also the retain's kind of pointless because we already retain cards, so we could get something better. So I'll skip. We can look at 2 cards. Skill. Our finesse is really good. And maybe Panacea? Maybe not. No, I don't want to have this take up any space in my deck. And I think finesse is just good, especially with duality to build up dexterity. Spikers are going to be tricky. We don't have a good way to kill them without getting hurt ourselves. Stance swapping could be very much what we're looking to do, though. Ugh. Okay. Okay, we did kill that one. We still have one more to do. We might even use Fire Pot just to make sure we get out of it. Let's vault. And we do have Orichalcum. Forgot about that. This is not being good. Okay, we are kind of making things happen. Oh, man. Yikes. You know what, let's just Fire Pot. We're likely to get a potion here soon. Whenever you scry, gain 4 block. I kind of like to have that, just like for more and more block. Because we need extra mechanics to be blocking, especially for like this fight, if we're not gonna just outright kill. We can do a big turn here, which I'm very in favor of. Okay, so I don't think we're gonna need extra block mechanics for this card, for this fight. We're just gonna win and beat him down. Let's see if we can get lesson learned. Good deal. Great, and it upgrades itself. You can no longer become frail, efficient with our duality, and we'll take a wish. We're strong enough to where we can take that. Let's remove some cards now. Let's remove Strike. This. Pick one here. I do want to have this wish as well as lesson learned, and it looks like we can get that. Eternal Feather. That's good, so that way when we go into fires, which we are very much looking to do so, we don't have to rest. Omamori negate the next two curses. Probably won't be seen here. Fires are tempting because we can remove cards. Elites are tempting because we can get relics. Shop is tempting because we have like 848 gold, essentially. Oh, we do get to rest. So I like to card remove here. And I think strike is good to remove. We can hold these because these essentially give us block. Let's go and vault, so that way we can keep on playing our cards here. Upgrade Wish. We could get another rush down, which you know, it's not worth it. Typically, yes, but we have too much draw going on. Good turn to Wish. Might as well keep our hand. And we get another lesson. Upgrade Vault. Energy upgrades are fine. Another Empty Fist. I think I'd rather actually have an empty body. We have a lot of attacks. I kind of like these two potions together. Let's take an elite. And it's giant head, so we will kill quite easily. Go ahead and use our big old scroll. And might as well enter Wrath. And this turn doesn't end, so we're just going to keep on dealing damage like none other. Again, Nunchaku would be really nice. And I almost did forget about that we had Wish. Gain some more gold. We should be able to get lesson learned off easily. Yep. And Penib's at a fine number, but typically doesn't matter. Ceramic Fish is very late. We don't want any of these. We have to take the red key. We can't forget. We don't want those cards either. So we are taking the red key. Don't forget. It happens. It happens too much. Okay, so we want our powers into play. We don't care about a lesson learned. And let's skip on the Cinder's Bane for now. Let's get our powers in. Okay, so talk to the hand really isn't landing here because of the artifacts, which is fine. And also another thing to note, when you have a deck that can really burst and doesn't do a whole lot of blocking, or maybe scaling, that you will want to go with Deca first as the boss that you want to kill first rather than Donu, because the phases that it shuffles really mess with your flow, and since we're such a fast deck, we really depend on the cards that we draw rather than being able to stall around. So let's kill Deca because we don't care about Donu, since his whole thing is that he'll be buffing strength after so many other turns, every 2 turns. But if we aren't here for 4 turns, then it doesn't matter, essentially. So we will be attacking Deca. Now we will probably switch every now and then just to get Fear No Evil prompts, but it is what it is. Let's draw. It's probably just a good turn to triple defend. We play that defend solely to get it out of our hand because we're going to be doing a large enough turn to where it won't matter. So far we haven't taken any damage in this boss fight, so I feel good with just being able to wish here. We don't need that either. We have plenty of defense. And we're swapping stances pretty handedly. Oh well, we will get lesson learned this turn. Let's build it up by 1. And this is probably one of the better, but this is the better second boss to fight. We don't want to fight against Time Eater. The amount of cards we're playing per hand per turn is very detrimental against the proper playstyle against Time Eater. I think we're gonna crescendo just for block here. Would love to see Sashwat. We don't, but that's okay. Probably going here for some block. Let's take the 3 damage, or 2 damage. Let's do strength here. Maybe this. Oh, okay, this turn. I was about to say I don't know when we're gonna get the powers off, but it does look like right now. Okay. And let's vault so we can see some more blocks. And we do want to shuffle. Oops. There we go. Do we not have any other upgrades? That's funny. I didn't even think about that. Oh man. Could have been a little different then. But it's a good problem to have. Okay, we do make it to Act 4, which is something we said because we haven't done that a lot recently. Let's get a little bit of coffee filled up. We can card remove or we could dig. And I really think that Reach Heaven has met its end of the road. It's been nice, but we don't need it anymore. So thank you, Reach Heaven, but goodbye. So let's see what the shop has for us. We have plenty of gold, and this is a really good shop. Orange pellets whenever you play a power attack and skill in the same turn, remove all debuffs. Especially since we can retain our hand, we're going to be doing that in turn 2 of the Heart Fight after it has laid several debuffs on us. Ink Bottle, whenever you play 10 cards or draw 1 card, we do that in a bound, so very good. Bottled Lightning, upon pickup choose a skill, start each combat. That Vault is a really important one to have if your turn 1 is no good. We could get the second rush down. We've denied it a few times. Now, duplication potion with double top to the hand can really do a lot. Yeah, I think it's better than the speed pot. We can remove another card. Probably defend, or actually just probably consecrate. Yeah. Empty Mind is worth considering. I could really see us taking that. How many powers do we have for orange pellets? We have 1 power, 2 powers, 3 powers. We don't really need much more than that for the sake of orange pellets. Oh, and that... Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about the synergy of... Whoops. Of our orange pellets and our duality. So whenever we have played a lot of attacks, we can play a power or whatever requisite card that we need to remove the debuff so we could gain, or at least keep the dexterity that we reach to and carry it to the next turn. With that in mind, I would be very tempted to take another power away for the sake of it. And I think we should. So I feel pretty good about that. We're good for now. We'll probably use Vault on this turn, since we draw 2 burns. Or maybe even not, just because of Tentative and the amount of draw we can get. And we do get another upgrade, Empty Mind. We're good to hold on to these cards. Let's just vault, I think. Okay. And we have so much block going on. So see if we can get Ink Bottle, maybe Penib at a good number. Okay, we do. Right, we have it at the perfect number, 9. Vajra. Start each combat with 1 strength? We'll happily take that. Halt is now interesting because how much block we're retaining. 0 cost card. I think we're okay though. So here we are at the heart. We see. We would love the duplicated Toke hand. We are going to keep a power, so that way we can cleanse our debuffs. And we can actually kind of do some debuffs right here. Ooh, okay. Thinking how I want to play this. Just this way. Wonderful. We start with 8 dexterity. Sometimes that alone could just carry a fight. Or win you the fight, I should say. Yeah, we can play that. So let's go ahead and play our deer cost rush down. There we go. We've pretty much won the fight now. We can hold on to these. We'll wish for strength. Lovely. And we get to build up our dexterity once again. And we can even do it another time with this. And ink bottle, of course, doing work for us. There's not a whole lot of concentration to do other than just to make sure that we have a lot of block. Other than that, this was a pretty good fight. And not only fight, but pretty good run. Let's let Larry get the dub for us. What a good run. Hour 20, we did have a lot to think about. We had lesson learned. Runic Pyramid usually always prompt us to be thinking about the cards we're playing. And we do get our win. We've broken the losing streak. I think we were like on a 9-run losing streak. Maybe 10. It's kind of gross for a while, so we are back in the win column, which is nice. And so that will not end the stream today. We are gonna go with an ironclad run.